Yo, what's going on guys? It's Cynical, and finally the Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue E3 2016 trailer is upon us, and I have to say, I am absolutely speechless. The trailer is utterly incredible. So today I welcome you to my in-depth analysis of the 0.2 Birth by Sleep portion of the trailer. I've decided to pretty much do two separate analysis videos for this actual trailer. This video will focus on the 0.2 Birth by Sleep portion of the trailer, and the next video coming out soon will focus on the Kingdom Hearts Key back cover section of the trailer. Dream Drop Distance, there's no real point in doing an analysis for that, as well it's already a game that's currently out. The only difference being for 2.8 is that it will be in HD. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and let's dive into this. Straight away we see Aqua standing outside of the Castle of Dreams. This is the exact point where the Birth by Sleep secret episode with Inside of Birth by Sleep Final Mix ended up ending. So of course 0.2 Birth by Sleep picks up where the secret episode ended. Shortly afterwards we see the road that Aqua is standing on ends up crumbling beneath her. After that we see a pan-in shot of a clock quickly advancing. In the trailer, Aqua explains that as the clock advanced, the road ended up crumbling, and if only she could make it in time.
The road collapsed when the clock advanced. If only I made it in time.
Now exactly what this means, we have no idea in the world, but there is a possibility that there might actually be some sort of time travel theme once again implemented in 0.2 Birth by Sleep, and all crazy things to do with time and time warping and time manipulation. It might be possible that we actually have to fight against time to reach the Castle of Dreams. I thought I'd also mention that as Aqua is actually speaking throughout this trailer, it's kind of like she's speaking from the perspective of actually telling a story. Now, I don't know what we can really make out of this, but it's just something to keep in mind. In the next scene, we actually see Aqua sliding down the crumbled road. Now, one thing to keep in mind is, in the previous scene, we actually saw Aqua standing very close to the castle. However, in this scene right here, she's actually a pretty long way away from the castle itself when the road is all crumbled. Now, once again, it kind of hits my mind that some sort of time trouble is going on with inside of the realm of darkness, and we of course have to keep in mind that some crazy stuff can actually happen while inside of the realm of darkness. I don't exactly think the laws of physics really apply with inside of this realm.
You don't say.
One cool thing that I noticed in this scene is while Aqua is actually sliding down the road, when she goes past the lamppost, the auto lock on symbol actually hovers over the lamppost, indicating that you can perhaps attack it or maybe even attach to it for some reason. Also, the whole sliding in itself is actually very interesting, as we've never actually seen anything like this in the Kingdom Hearts series before. Similar to the Kingdom Hearts 3 Jump Festa trailer, we actually saw Sora being affected by the current of the stream in this video clip right here. And of course, in this clip with inside of 0.2 Birth by Sleep, we'll notice that the angled road is actually making Aqua slide. It makes me believe that environments are a lot more interactive and sort of alive with inside of 0.2 Birth by Sleep as well as Kingdom Hearts 3. This is truly the next generation of Kingdom Hearts. We then see Aqua reach the crumbling town, which I gather is from the world of Cinderella. This is actually an area that we've never seen before, so because of the fact that it is the Castle of Dreams with inside of the realm of darkness, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that yes, this town is from Cinderella. Of course though, I could be wrong. While Aqua is actually running along one of the roofs, we see her do her famous cartwheel dodge, so yes, of course, that is back. Also, did you notice the little roll she performed when she actually made contact with the ground? I don't think this is actually anything too specific, just more kind of attention to detail with the animation. Good on you, Square Enix. Aqua then reaches a town square by the looks of it. Now this is where things start to get very interesting. First of all, let's talk about the actual combat itself, as it's a pretty damn important aspect of any Kingdom Hearts game. Now a lot of us were speculating that perhaps maybe 0.2 Birth by Sleep might actually play similar to that of Birth by Sleep with having the commands. But from the gameplay that we've seen in this trailer, it's very clear that this game actually plays a lot like Kingdom Hearts 2, which means that it's kind of using the normal OG Kingdom Hearts gameplay formula, which is actually a really good thing. We do of course know that it's actually using a lot of the same similar things that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be containing, so I would say that the gameplay of this will be sort of similar to that of Kingdom Hearts 3, just probably without the Keyblade transformations as well as the attraction flow rides, and maybe even the flow motion. Of course, just because we haven't seen those particular things with inside of this trailer, that doesn't mean it's 100% confirmed that those different abilities will or will not be inside of 0.2, so just keep that in mind. Like I was mentioning, 0.2 Birth by Sleep looks like it's using the original Kingdom Hearts gameplay formula, so if we take a look at the heads-up display, it looks very similar to that of Kingdom Hearts 2. We can see the command panel containing attack, magic, and items. This is actually the smallest command panel I think we've ever had. Usually we have 4 different options, but this time around we only have 3. Which is of course the standard. If we look at the health bar, it looks very similar to that of Kingdom Hearts 2's heads-up display for the health bar. Of course we have the health bar there with Aqua's face looking absolutely awesome. We can also see the MP bar there similar to that of Kingdom Hearts 2. And of course we now have the focus gauge, which wasn't actually a thing in Kingdom Hearts 2. The drive gauge was there, but of course we know that in Birth by Sleep, focus is used for shot locks. Now, shot locks don't actually appear in this 0.2 Birth by Sleep trailer, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that focus is most likely used for, once again, shot locks. In this small scene here, we actually see the shortcut menu pop up for a few split seconds. Now, with inside of the shortcut menu, we see Firaga, Blizzaga, Thundaga, and Kiraga. Now, these 4 are pretty much the basic primary magic spell abilities throughout the Kingdom Hearts franchise, and I would say that we're probably not going to have an endless amount of different elements to use with inside of this game, as it is of course a mini episode as it has been advertised so far. So I would say there's probably only going to be these magic elements, but of course that's only what we know so far. In this scene right here, before Aqua actually reaches the Heartless on top of the fountain, we see her perform what looks to be a double jump. This is actually an ability that you can perform in Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep that you get from Neverland, so it looks like this ability is going to be returning. Essentially her double jump is her jump, and then of course you perform another jump where a magic plate will appear below Aqua, lifting her up into the air even higher. Now let's talk about this Heartless right here. You guys will probably notice that this is an enemy that we actually haven't encountered before, and it looks a little bit more scarier than our usual regular Heartless. Now I would say that this is probably a pureblood, as purebloods are commonly found with inside of the Realm of Darkness, but one thing to kind of note is generally you find the more scarier dark creatures with inside of the Realm of Darkness. And how do we know that? Well, if you played the Birth by Sleep secret episode, you'll know that there is a boss with inside of that segment called Red Eyes. Yes, he is a ferocious, scary looking pureblood Heartless, and it is very reminiscent to that of these little creatures right here that we see inside of the trailer. If we take a look in the background environments, you guys will notice that the whole entire area looks absolutely messed up, like something has gone seriously wrong. This is a result of the Castle of Dreams world from Birth by Sleep falling into darkness after the events of Birth by Sleep, hence the reason this world looks so ripped up and torn apart. This is actually quite interesting because we haven't actually seen a world that's been torn apart and ripped up by darkness and fallen into the Realm of Darkness itself. So it's quite interesting to see one of these Disney worlds in a completely crazy looking state. One thing that I noticed in this scene is it looks to be that there is some kind of winding path right over here, and at the very top of it, it looks to be that there's some sort of white glowing orb. Not really too sure what this is going to be used for exactly, but thought I'd just point it out. You guys will also notice in the top right corner, it's displaying gears 1 out of 5. It appears to be that in this portion of the game, Aqua has to collect 5 gears in order to progress through the world. Exactly what the gears are used for, of course, once again, we don't actually know, but we do see a gate later on in the trailer, so perhaps maybe we need the gears to open up the gate or something along the lines of that. The gears also might connect to the clock tower that we see that is going out of control. So like Aqua mentioned, as time advances, everything breaks and crumbles. But if we collect the gears to rewind time, everything will go back to normal so that we can of course make our way over to the Castle of Dreams. I actually like this idea because we've never actually had to go out of our way to find and collect certain items within inside of the world spaces to of course progress through the world. This seems to be a new idea for the worlds. Hopefully it will also be a thing within the worlds of Kingdom Hearts 3, so we can only hope. In this scene right here, we see Aqua using some sort of different looking ice attack. Now, from what I believe, I think this is actually Blizzaga. Yes, it's just a crazy looking Blizzaga, perhaps maybe the new look for Blizzaga in 0.2 Birth by Sleep. But you guys will probably notice that when Aqua actually activates this, the triangle QuickTime event button is prompted, and you guys will also notice on the heads up display, Spellweaver is right there on screen with a time limit of 30 seconds. Now, I take it that each different magic ability might actually trigger a different command style, but it is actually pretty damn cool to know that command styles are returning, because that's actually one thing that I really enjoyed about Birth by Sleep was the command styles. So from what I take from this trailer, you simply activate a magic, it will then prompt the triangle button to then of course take you into one of the command styles. Once again, in this shot, we see Aqua using a magic of sorts, and this time around it looks like Thundaga. I know it's a little bit crazy because magic this time around looks super intense, but because of the fact that this is a short episode, we're probably going to be limited to what we can use, so I would say that magic is going to be pretty damn important. And of course, once again, you'll notice that after Aqua uses this thunder, the triangle prompt comes up once again to then of course activate Spellweaver. In the next shot, we finally see Aqua standing outside of the gate entrance to, of course, the Castle of Dreams. Now, this scene is actually very exciting because we see that infamous swarm of Shadow Heartless that we saw with inside of the very first Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. So yes, that swarm of Heartless wasn't just to make that Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer fancy, but it's an actual thing. So that's really cool. I can't believe they've actually turned the swarm into an actual thing with inside of the game. So this section looks like we actually have to defeat all of the Shadow Heartless, like the information intends us to do up the top left of the screen. Now when the swarm attacks Aqua, you'll actually notice that Aqua quickly performs her magic barrier guard move. So yes, once again, that is of course returning. In this next shot, we then see Aqua performing the finisher of Spellweaver. So of course we actually get to see Spellweaver in action, and it appears like Spellweaver is similar to that of how it actually works in Birth by Sleep, which is cool. So for anyone who's played Birth by Sleep, you guys should be pretty familiar with this ability. Aqua is actually using Spellweaver against the swarm of Heartless, and judging by the HP bar at the top right corner, we can presume that the swarm of Heartless is actually counted as one enemy, not multiple different enemies, each having their own individual health bars. We also have these orange orbs on the ground, which I would say are used to fill up your focus gauge. And in the final scene, we then see Aqua standing on the steps of the Castle of Dreams. She's talking about spending one last night looking at the stars with her friends, of course referring to both Terra and Ventus. She then mutters to herself she's doing it again. This is probably in reference to her constantly thinking and talking about missing her friends, due to the fact that she's probably been in the realm of darkness for quite some time now. We of course know that time flows extremely differently in the realm of darkness. Now I think what took everybody by surprise within this is the fact that we then hear Terra say Aqua's name and then walk down. We of course know that Xehanort ended up possessing Terra at the end of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, so I think this is a big reason as to why it actually took a lot of people by surprise. It would only seem that Aqua's actually been in the realm of darkness for a very short time, as of course the Birth by Sleep secret episode doesn't seem like that long, and of course 0.2 Birth by Sleep doesn't really seem that long as well. But going back to it, we do know that time with inside of the realm of darkness does flow differently, so perhaps maybe 2 days in the realm of darkness might be the equivalent to maybe, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 years in the outside worlds. Is it possible that Terra perhaps maybe got his body back somehow and returned to the realm of darkness? knowing somehow that Aqua's there or something? Or perhaps maybe that terror could just be a figment of Aqua's imagination. Going back to it, Aqua reminded herself that she's talking about her friends again, which might actually be leading her to some sort of delusion. Another option could be the Realm of Darkness actually playing with Aqua's mind and making all sorts of crazy things happen. We already know that the environment looks pretty crazy, so anything's pretty possible inside of this realm. However guys, that wraps up my in-depth analysis of the Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep section of the brand new 2.8 trailer. After seeing some gameplay of 0.2 Birth by Sleep, I have to say I am a lot more invested in this. Not that I wasn't before, but I am just so much more excited for this game. It looks absolutely freaking incredible. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If there's anything that you pointed out and I missed, be sure to list it in the comments section below, and of course we'll talk more about those other hidden things later on in the coming weeks. However guys, I've been Cynical, and until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.